So this is for all you starseeds, light workers, healers, and anybody who wants to work either in the spiritual world or are thinking of really honing in and going into what you'd love to do with your life, that's away from the normal things, the normal jobs, the normal businesses that everybody tells you what to do. Now, have you been playing it safe? Or are you ready to up level again and up level again and help your soul expand and evolve by jumping in to what it is you want to do? This is the conversation we're going to have on this week's Shifting Realities with me, your host, Julie Allison, and with my co-host, Robert Perry. So, Rob, I will pass it on to you first.
Cheers, Julie.
We've had this massive conversation this morning about this,
Haven't
haven't
we?
we? Me and Rob are definitely up for up leveling. We're going to go, hard and fast into what we really want to do with both of our businesses, both separately and jointly. So I'll leave it to you first, Rob, with some of the
Okay.
things you want to say.
Okay. I think we, first of all, got together this morning as we normally do on a Tuesday morning to put this podcast down.
Mm.
And unusually for us, we both looked at each other and said, we have no idea where to go with this one today.
Yep.
Normally we've got a clue
Yep.
or there's direction. And here we are at the end of series 4. I mean, yay us. That's really darn
Amazing.
good, isn't it?
Mm.
Absolutely. So
A
12 episodes
celebration.
into, yeah, 12 episodes into series 4. 2 weeks time, it's our anniversary, our 1 year anniversary of podcasting.
Yeah.
So I think if there isn't any champagne there will be metaphorical champagne. And
Yes.
we deserve to celebrate, Jenny. We
Yeah.
deserve. This
Yeah.
is an achievement.
Definitely. Yeah.
But what I thought we sort of worked out together this morning is there is possibly a layer of dust on our podcasts
Yes.
that needs blowing
I
away,
agree.
and that
Mm.
we need to up our energy, up our spiritual energy. We need to change our thinking. Not that we want a new philosophy or anything, but perhaps a new way of saying it, a new way of practicing
Mm.
it, and really that we need to walk the talk more than we do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because it's really easy for you and I to sit here and pontificate on higher things and then go away and not actually put those into action
Hmm.
to a degree that will make a difference to us and to the people we work with.
Yeah.
Uh, we do make a difference. Let's not kid ourselves. And I think we've done a lot of terrific work together and apart. So I'm not negating anything, but it is time, and we've been given that download this morning loud and clear
Yes.
that we have got to do a new shop. We have to refresh. We have to get new goods in our shop. We have to look at everything we have and how we serve our customers, as it were, and
Yeah.
change the experience.
Yeah. And you've done it once before, haven't you, Rob?
I've done it practically
Yes.
before in a big way and seen huge
Mm.
results. And the guides just sort of smacked me around the head today. What do you
Yeah.
think that was about? What
Yes.
do you think that
Practice.
preparation was about? And why are you not doing it now? So yeah, here we go. So we are going to change our store. We are going to change what we offer. We are going to change how we offer it
Yes.
and how we display it. And we hope that in time, you'll come to be re-energized by the new shifting
Mm.
realities.
Mm.
What about you? What did you take out of this morning, Julie? I mean, we've been
Yeah.
talking for hours when we should have been
We
recording,
were,
but
and we did. Oh,
with
what
too
should we
much to say.
record? What should we do? I
Yeah,
mean, this is us being sort of
yeah,
open and honest.
yeah,
That it's not always just about, the love and light and the everything will fall into place. Because what we understand is like every time we do up level, it's something else, a bit of chaos comes into play. And I think what's happened is the guys are just reminding me, they're showing me the last 2 to 3 weeks for both myself and Rob, we've had different circumstances, but it's just it's the universe, if you like, or our higher self shifting us into going, if you don't get off your backside, Julie, and actually say more, do more to help humanity, there's nothing more we can do. You'll just keep having bits of, let's say,
yeah,
accidents, because accidents are not Nothing is done by accidents. They're there to show you things. So and again, what do I mean? What we really want to do is give you hints and tips and some really meaty ways of helping you get out of your safe zone, get out of things where you just feel a bit isolated. It's making you feel safe, but it's making you a bit isolated. You don't know
Mm.
where to go. And this is when we say about not doing things. So, for instance, I do connect with the guides a lot. We do spend a lot of time, let's call it in meditation and working with the guides, but they're telling me off for not doing it even more, and also not sharing that point out, sharing things out, or not, as Rob said, doing the work myself, going it all in and doing the work myself. So what the guys were pointing out is what was I not really listening to? What
Yeah.
bit am I not listening to? And what bit do I is giving me a wobble? So as I'm up leveling, and say, for instance, one of those things is light language. I need to share more of my light language because
Yeah.
light language is a really good, useful, high level technology that will help other people to remember, help them activate more of their DNA. So instead of us just using all this physical 3D reality DNA, we have to really own into our multidimensionality, our wholeness. So I'm using words there that I'm just picking up from the guides. Well, what does that actually mean? It's it's not. It doesn't mean we sit there pondering over. I wonder what that means. What's my multidimensionality? Does that mean that I live in different dimensions? And it does. Does that mean I have other beings of myself that I'm Palladian, Arcturian? Yes, it does. But what the guides are really telling us, instead of us going, oh, I'm a Palladian, oh, I'm this, I'm an Arcturian, is actually embodying, spending, doing more, getting time to really work on your inside job. It's an inside job with your guides to get what is it. Say if you are a Palladian, what is it you're here to do as a part Palladian? And trust me, there's going to be thousands more aspects of you. So yeah, just for one example. So for me, all the different parts of light language, if I'm not using it, I realize what's been happening is I've not got after getting my light language since in 2019 when I got a huge download about all the things it could do, and then I told everybody what it could do. It's like, oh, it's lovely for healing. And then
Mm.
what did I do? Get people sat in front of me who would be people who just sat going, is that it? Is there
Mm.
anything changed? What happens now? And I was very frustrated with it, understanding more now what it is, but then being afraid to use it because just because I thought it'd fail, because and I've even said to the guide, well, it does nothing. Light language does nothing. What does it do? But then the guide started showing me what other people do with light language because it was their only way of being able to show me. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so things like that, I need to do this more. I need to express the things that I can help people more with, because the other side of this I can feel is that I was scared to
Hmm.
say, look, I could see into your origins, your galactic origins, because we're too bothered about, do I call them Akashic records? Because I've never actually been on a qualified, certified course saying that I can see your Akashic records, but here I am sat in front of somebody seeing an overlay that you're a mantis being, or seeing an overlay that you're whatever, you're an Arcturian, knowing full well that you have some more to give, while somebody's sat there in all, it's almost like festering
Mm.
in all the victimhood. And I remember last week I was in victimhood. I saw my podcast last week. Oh, my ego was going all the time, victimhood, and it doesn't feel it. By the time I've spoken to Rob today, we know why. We understand why. And it was just, we're not letting ourselves just have no expectation, but to work with the guides in full openness and just allowing us to let the control go, in order for us to control then the 3D, but in a good way, and the
Yeah.
3D in just controlling me. We spoke, Rob, didn't we, about I had to think, am I the CEO of my company? Am I the leader? We talked about leadership. Or am I just somebody who's going, oh, I just want a few clients. I just want to be able to work in my bedroom as a spare room and do this. Now, that's okay. For some people, that's absolutely their mission. But I know that that's not my mission. But the problem that some of us feel is that the mission is greater, far greater than what we could ever imagine. And that is the bit that we're not understanding that we need to step into. And that's what we're stopping ourselves doing. But
Yeah.
no longer, we cannot stop ourselves any longer. And I will let
Yeah.
Rob talk now.
That's okay, Julie. You're doing well. um, yeah, we forget the wholeness of existence of ourselves,
Mm,
and we forget the enormity of our potential and possibility.
yes, yeah.
And when we sometimes allow that in, we become fearful of it
Yeah.
because it's daunting.
Mm,
You and I have both done a tremendous amount of work on ourselves over decades
yes.
to arrive at some kind of level of spiritual knowledge and
Yes.
to be where we are on our path. And I don't regret any of it, but it's not enough.
Mm, mm.
It's not enough because it's been done
Yeah.
for me, in little chunks that I then tie together.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh, here I am. Isn't this nice? What's next then?
Yes, yes.
And I just don't trust enough. I don't throw my
Yeah.
heart open to the universe and go, I am
Yes.
a part of you. I am as complete as you. I am a little microcosm of you. Show me the way and let me
Yes.
just go with you. So I'm hoping that as we turn the corner of this podcast into the next podcast, we'll be doing things that are way wider, perhaps more controversial, because
Mm,
opinion's good, isn't it? Let's have an
mm,
opinion, everybody.
mm.
And we can only express
Great.
our opinions as we are given them. So we're not
Yes.
making them up, we're given them. And you can take them or leave them.
Mm.
Absolutely fine. But I look forward to a more energized podcast, a podcast that comes with perhaps more practical
Yes.
bits
I'm
attached
sure.
to it, where
Yeah.
people who are listening can join us and actually do exercises with us and
Yes.
actually find their
Yes.
own truth instead of just listening to us waffle on.
Yes,
And
definitely.
you and I can both pontificate. Let's not be shy here,
Yeah.
But it's got us to this point, and
Yeah.
I'm just ready for the bigger truth.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
ready to open myself, and I'm ready to open myself on this platform
Definitely.
so that
Yeah.
anybody can see. I have nothing to hide from anyone,
Mm, mm,
and who knows? Maybe someone will learn something from my own faults and mistakes.
mm.
Yeah,
And we know that nothing
there are
is a
plenty of
mistake.
those. Yeah,
We don't have to
absolutely.
worry. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nothing's a mistake. I talked to
yeah,
somebody the other day about, they felt like they were a failure because they hadn't started the job. And some of this is key in that as we get spiritual and we do connect with guys, that's fantastic. But then we seem to rely on, I'm going to say them as thinking that they're the outside source. But in the 3D, it's still us that needs to be very accountable,
yeah,
responsible for what we do. I want to once again in English just say by getting our bottom off, off the,
yeah,
out the bedroom, out the office bedroom, to do something about it. Yes, there's an element of working through, in your bedroom, working through your what is it I need to do? Which clients do I need to work with? There's all of that, but you can do more of that when when you go outside, when you
yeah,
absolutely open up and just go, do you know what? Maybe it's time I changed direction. We don't even have to make it complicated. We've done, yeah, talking to somebody else, they were saying a lot like they were just talking like I was, in the sense of saying, I'm waiting for the guides to tell me I'm on the right path, that this is my purpose. I can rest assure you to a certain extent, that's not what the guides are here for. They're not here to go, well, Julie, this is what you do on your purpose until. So the way we do it is you have to make that move into, even if you feel it's right or wrong, there is no right, wrong, good or bad. but make that move into something. As long as you are loving doing it, as long as it fulfills you for that moment in time, it's only part of your purpose, because a lot of purpose is for us to help each other, look after each other. That can be your family. But the other purpose is about how we do raise our consciousness to a a height that it was in the beginning. And all we're doing
Yeah.
is, when we talk about new earth, for instance, we talk about all these uh, terminology. The new earth for me is just, we're just helping to get to the earth that we already should be and that we already knew it was. So in the meantime, it's not about being this suppressive, oh, I don't want to call myself a leader because, oh, what will people think of me? We have to no longer have any cares what anybody else thinks, unless they're helping us through it.
Yeah.
They have their own, they'll have their own ego issues, they'll have their own conditioning, because a lot of people as well will tell all of us, you included, the are you doing the right thing? Why don't you just get a proper job? Um, why are you wasting your time doing this? You've been doing it for so many years. And the only reason we might have been doing it for so many years is that we're not going the whole way, not understanding the way of shifting through realities, which is why me and Rob, we've called our podcast Shifting Realities, because
Yeah.
when we connect with the guide and ask them, we can ask them any question and we get a similar answer, is that basically we are creating our own reality. We are oneness. Everything is already created and everything doesn't exist. Everything doesn't exist. And then we create it, whether that's money, your relationships, your health. You are already healthy. You have a version of you that's healthy. If you're not healthy, what you're not listening to, what are you not, and it could be something to do with your health, or it could be something to do with not doing your mission. There's
Yeah.
so many ways of doing that. Yeah, so have you got anything else to say, Rob, or what? Or
No, I don't
I'm
think
gonna
I have
do
got anything to
yeah,
say. Do you want to do your light language?
I am going to do some light
Uh,
language, and whether you want to write it out, Rob, or join me in light language, I have got to. Yeah, the guides are saying I've got to be doing more of this now. It's just one
Absolutely,
tool
yeah.
we can
Heads
use.
up to
Just
people. I tend to write light language. Julie tends to speak
yes,
light language. I do
yes,
speak it sometimes, but I tend to write it more than anything. And it's like automatic writing for me.
yes,
Says that
exactly.
I just switch off, turn into myself, and allow it to channel through.
Yeah,
So that's my experience, which isn't a great deal of help on a podcast because
I
all
know.
you'll hear is a pen scratching. So I will let Julie have this moment of honor, and at some point in the next series, I will bring my own in.
Yeah, we'll do something else. Yeah,
Yeah,
but this is part of us now. Just owning who we are, the
yeah,
tools we've got for you. So, what I want you all to do now is just take a moment to be in the stillness and understand, when we're doing anything like light language, what you have to do is drop into your heart space. The message will be sent to you heart to heart. Do not even attempt to think about logically what this might mean, because the guides are reminding us that as wholeness, as beings, as higher selves, as souls, way beyond the mind and the ego of a human being, we have a remembrance of who we are that we can bring down to earth right now. So don't start thinking, what does this mean? Is there an interpretation in English? No, there isn't. So think about being in your heart space so we can connect heart to heart just for this moment in time. And me and the guides are going to do an activation for you, a DNA activation into more of your remembrance of who you are and what your mission is on earth. Now, understand, you can walk away from this afterwards and start asking more questions, thinking more into it, working more with your intuition or your guides, and it will unfold. The more you let go and understand everything, the more you enjoy the experience. Don't worry about the control, don't worry about the outcome. The more you will the more you will get out of this. Okay, so we're going to start the light language. Merki oloristindra ma akola itira maratiste. Lara oshkendla ikaremini koraisti karaste larma. Nara omaki kladem stumbala akorete, nara omaski kalastunde. Nakorite amorta akoba. Nana okare stokale stundala amarete ki talarstut. Nana okale stunada ki kalastu. Nek olariti koremesti ki tara kurta. Dekoritisk in lorita koritosta manetokrita. Aro mai ku ma ikidurala ati esko mana akrida arta. Nordaski normarati korita storita. Lara orskindala orita mara ikoradisti. Lara eski koremare ki tolare deki. Rza aluma I koma apa akoridi. Lara oston ekoritast akimaridoski galarsto. Lara oskin balartonda ikolisti. Mare ikora istor gitorda. I'm going to allow you to do whatever you will with that, whether you want to start integrating that set of data codes through the light stream that you've just received. You have the choice to receive it and use it, bring it into your data, bring it into your DNA, into your computer programming of your body, if you choose to, and let that settle. And then work with your heart space, work with your intuition, work with your guides to feel what that might mean for you. And that's the end of that transmission.
Thank you for that.
Lovely.
How do you feel when you let the light language flow?
Well, every time that light language was, do you know, Rob, was different again.
Yes, it was. I didn't recognize it from you.
I didn't recognize it. But
Although
what I
I
kept
recognized it in my ancientness,
yes, that's the thing. Yeah, you'll know
but it
it,
was a
but you
new
don't know it.
sound
It was
for me.
definitely
Yeah.
new sound, and what I saw pictured above were the dragons.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're
Okay.
now allowing some of the sort of new the guides that haven't been around for for many people before. I've been in touch with other people that have brought their dragons in for even the last year, and that's what's
Okay.
happening for me now. Dragons need a bit of a voice. And that I did see a dragon floating above, so that could be some form of dragon type language. It still feels more like an earthbound, as if we used it on Earth many years ago, but still from our wholeness, our completeness of
Yeah.
bringing in our galactic selves, so whatever that
Yeah.
might be. Yeah, it's
Absolutely. I
still
think,
getting dragons. Yeah.
yeah, that's lovely. I think it's also worth letting people know that when we speak light language or voice light language,
Mm.
we are doing it as 3D humans. So,
Yes.
we have
Yes.
breath, we have lungs that causes our larynx to phonate, and then we make the sounds.
Yes.
Light language is way, way, way bigger than that.
It is.
This is
Yes.
simply the only way we can physically channel it, is because that's what we can physically do. But it is a light language. It's a language
Yeah.
of light. It's a language
It is.
of the entire universe, so that everybody can understand and
Mm.
receive
Mm.
and communicate with. And I think
Yeah.
that is the way as our little human pool here is headed.
Yes,
It's back
definitely.
to that great unifying use of light language.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's so good. And the more we use, it's not just light language, whatever your skills, whatever your wholeness is
Mm,
bringing through, it needs to be brought through as soon as possible.
mm. Please.
With
Yeah.
no pressure,
Yeah.
because the more it brings through, the more we love it. I love doing light language, and
Yeah.
I stopped doing it because I felt it wasn't doing anything. I was even frustrated by it, and now I understand it. I'm just going back in cycle of, do you know what? I'll do it a bit more. That's just me. That's part of who I am, and who
Yeah.
I'm. What I'm here to help with. Let's just do it. Let's just get
Yeah.
on and activate other people. That's me and Rob are active educators and
Yeah.
activators
Indeed. And
of
Julie, if
members.
anybody out there wants to feel something in light language and is
Mm.
curious, try it.
Yes, go with
And
it.
yes, you will probably feel like an absolute twit at
You
first.
will.
Do it in
You
the
will.
shower when no one's around
Woo.
if you want to,
Yes,
but
yes.
just don't force it. Don't make it happen. Don't
Mm,
make silly noises because you think you're doing light language. Let it come,
mm,
and it
yeah.
will.
It just comes out of you. It
Yeah,
literally, you can see how when I do light language, I'm not umming and ahhing anymore.
yeah,
It just comes straight through from, let's just say
yeah,
soul. Let's just say soul, who's had many, many
yeah,
lifetimes. And it comes from, let's say, my soul to your soul. Your soul will remember it and it will go through into the body, because soul and body, while we're on Earth in 3D, are completely connected, or should be. And so it goes through your DNA, because we're activated more than just the three-dimensional, or more than just the physical DNA. We're acting so much more, and all that means is just remembering. Just want to clarify that it's just a remembrance of who you are. So
yeah.
from us to you.
Absolutely, from us to you, and there'll be lots more of from us to you
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
enter series 5,
Yes.
all
Yeah.
dusted off and all refreshed with new thinking, new actions, new activities, all sorts. So
Yeah.
everybody who's stuck with us, Julie, for all this time, and there are people who've
Yeah.
stuck with us,
Oh,
thank you so
yes.
much.
We are so
Really,
grateful
thank you so much.
for all of
Even when
you.
we have a bad day, people still listen,
Yes, they
which
do,
is
which is
never
so
ceases to
grateful.
amaze me. So it's terrific. Stay with us and talk to us. Let us know what you think.
Mm,
Let us know how you get along, and we'll see you next week
yes.
for a whole new episode, a
Series.
whole new
You.
series, and a whole new way of thinking.
Yes. Yes,
So
absolutely.
Julie and I have resolved to shift our realities by next week. So we'll see you then
Yes.
with a new way of thinking about reality.
Yeah. Lovely. See you next week.
Bye now.